Depart. So is this ship... like... I guess, okay. Oh god, another one? Do I have any crew on my ship? Oh, that one just died. It just got destroyed. I thought that it was supposed to be in... Wait, hold on. I thought it said it became solid, and it still looks a little not solid to me. Ah, whatever. Alright, now I gotta wait for these ships to come, so we'll just hang here for a little bit. What system? How did it get to Agaria? How did it get to Agaria? How did it get here? Does it have a jump drive that I'm unaware of? This is very confusing to me. Unless it's just a mistake? Okay, and now it's over in that system. How is it jumping all over the place? Stir, where is that system? It's... Okay, now it's made... What happened? How did it do this? Is there like a hyperspace? Is there like a, Is there a link here that I'm missing? How did it get from here to here? Whatever. Okay, it's here. That was very strange. I don't know how it made it there. Great, got that one. The shadowed light is so massive that traffic control directs you to a large valley next to the spaceport, where you discover that a section of the chasm has been covered to create a semi-enclosed area. Judging from the equipment and stacks of cargo, this area looks like it's predominantly used by bulk freight shipments and little else. Now, however, as the shadowed light slowly moves in, a flock of pelicans scatter in front of it, looking nothing more like a flock of plovers in front of an approaching camel. Down on the ground, you see Ruach and her team exit an airlock on the other side, on the side of the shadowed light, and jump down to the ground. They gather around, giving hugs. "Aaron!" exclaims Ruach. "We have recovered a lost piece of remnant history. Thank you for helping. I do not know what this will mean for us in the long term, but there will be a lot of careful examination for the next few weeks." So what happened? The team of Remnant are almost too excited for you to understand their gestures, but one calms down enough that their signing is comprehensible. To be honest, we were expecting this to be the first of several trips doing detailed scans and trying out different sorts of synchronization fields. But when we saw that it was already heading to the planet, she trails off and another one continues. We already had the sensors running as we approached, so we jumped and triggered the fields as soon as we got a reasonable match. He frowns a bit. It worked, although not perfectly. There are chunks missing, some of which seriously impair its functionality. But it is back to the primary weft. So now we have time to work on it and figure out what happened to it. What is a primary weft? Oh, look at this. We got a little dude in here too. Another remnant steps forward. The weft is what we term the mesh of dimensions, energy, and time that form a subset of the universe. A layer of sorts. He looks thoughtful. What you probably know as hyperspace is what we technically call the secondary weft. There are a few others that we are fairly confident exist, and several that we have hypothesized might exist, but we have no means of confirming. Practically, each of these overlaps with the primary weft to some extent. His gestures take on an amused tone. Of course, what we call the primary weft is only primary to those of us who live here. For all we know, there may be people living elsewhere that consider their own weft to be the sort primary one. Nothing says ours is special or the best or anything of the sort. Actually, it has been proposed that we call the primary weft the warp. It is an old weaving term that serves as a reasonable analogy to how the warp and weft interact, and might better reflect its status instead of being labeled primary. In terms of help, could you go to Kalion? We have sent word ahead, and our engineers are retrieving some of our remaining equipment from the time of the Exodus. We are hoping that it might be of use to help us repair the shattered light, or at least understand what happened to it. Before you leave, though, there was some stuff that survived intact we would like to share with you. Behind her five androids emerged from the cargo hold, each carrying a large trunk of equipment. Look at these androids. These are known as NDR-114 androids, and were cutting-edge innovations back when the Exodus occurred. Don't expect much out of them. They are not self-aware, sentient, or even particularly advanced artificial intelligence. They are, however, excellent extensions of the ship's self-maintenance machine systems. As it turns out, a large number of androids were instrumental in keeping the Shadow Light flying all these years. We have plenty to study, so we thought you might appreciate having a few. She makes a dismissive gesture. If they end up not being helpful for you, our outfitters would be able to reassign them to another ship. Embers light your path, Captain Aaron. With that, the crowd disperses. Well, so I got a bunch of androids now. Let's go see what the androids. Let's see here. See, it's unique. So now I got another unique thing. I got some androids. What are they doing? They consume energy, which sucks. Well, they were once, but despite this, effectively replacing. Okay, so they can't board or anything. But it also means that I freed up some crew. Is that what it means? Because I have more, right? Like, theoretically, I have 5 more bunks available because I can do menial blah, blah, blah stuff. I mean, that's good. I'm going to keep them anyway. I like this. That was very cool. So now I got a little 5 bunch of androids that are doing something. And they want me to go here, so let's go here. Nice little present. 5 androids. I'm in. Oh, I forgot to sell the, I forgot to sell that. Okay. On Kalion, the spaceport is awash in conversation, and you spot snippets here and there of people talking about the recovery of the shattered light. Many are speculating as to what happened to it in the first place, while others are discussing the technical merits of what the research team did to recover it. Details travel quickly, it seems. The team you are sent to pick up are waiting next to the information desk. They have a collection of pallets nearby, and a small crowd is gathered around them in animated conversation. They spot you and the crowd start waving their goodbyes as the group pick up their bags and head towards you. Aaron, thank you for transporting us. We are excited to see the Shadow Light and start studying this mystery you have found. They briskly head to your ship. Great. It's like, oh, if you don't like these, the outfitter will buy them. It's like, why would I do that? They don't take up space. But you know what does take up space? This thing. And now you have another jump drive at your disposal. See how nice I am? All right, so we go here, back to Viminal, right? Nice little side mission. I like it. I like getting unique stuff. I mean, like, I haven't used the cloaking device in a long time, but whatever. The Remnant spend the trip busily discussing what is known so far and exchanging theories, eagerly asking you questions about what you saw and reviewing your sensor records. By the time you reach Viminal, they have a whole collection of theories and have a preliminary plan of what studies they hope to do. When pressed, however, they all acknowledge that their top priority will be documenting the ship. Every scratch, every oddly charged component, every minor modification. After all, they said, knowing how it is now is the first step to determining how it arrived there. The entire complement of Remnant crowd the windows when you settle into the final approach for the covered valley that houses the shattered light. You could see that the Remnant have been busy setting up large equipment towers around it, including several small encampments of tents. As you settle in for a landing, you see a camel team maneuver a sled with a large anti-aircraft battery into position, where it is promptly shrouded in a tent that blends into the rest of the camp. Traffic control directs you to a pad near the large door of the Shattered Light. Arachi and a small group of Remnant are gathered around a hologram of the ship and seem to be coordinating teams exploring it. Large mounds of equipment appear to have expanded from the sides of the ship, some of which appears to be functional. As you go through your landing checks, the team thanks you for their transportation and begin offloading their equipment. "Welcome back, Aaron," signs Arachi from across the pad. "We have made considerable progress already." She appears set to explain what they have discovered. "I'm in. I want to know it." She looks crestfallen. "Well, we know what the ship thinks. We know what the ship thinks happened anyway. We know what the ship thinks." Oh, okay, the censored by. "It is likely that what actually happened differs significantly." Her posture takes on a more positive stance. "We have had the opportunity to start querying the onboard systems and piece together a little of the Shattered Light's history, particularly the logs." One second. "As we all know, it was part of the Exodus fleet that entered the Terminus wormhole. Unlike most of the other ships, however, it never emerged from the other side." Interesting. "Fortunately, it had a significantly larger array of instruments than was normal for ships of its size, and it looks like at least some of the databanks survived." At this point, another Remnant takes up the narrative. "Based on the initial incident logs, it appears that something in the stabilization fields failed during the transit. The data is not clear whether the systems failed or if something in the wormhole fluctuated exceeded the parameters that the system can handle. In any case, the ship appears to have shunted laterally from the wormhole in mid-transit. It is unclear what happened after that, but the ship was subject to significant forces, including unidentified impacts, that caused multiple system failures. The data loss seems coherent at this point, but it basically seems to have been semi-permanently stuck out of phase with the prime weft until an energy surge destabilized it and it wobbled back into prime coherence. At that point, it started to be visible again, and shortly after, you spotted it." Okay. What will you do now? "The first step will be to unpack the Shattered Light and set up all its equipment, taking detailed scans of each piece as we do, of course." She gestures around the equipment, expanding out at the side of the ship. "As you can see, we have already started the process and found that much of it is operational." One of the other Remnant continues. "The Shattered Light carried what amounts to an entire heavy industry factory. Everything from smelters to welding equipment and everything in between." They smile and their gestures take a tone of irony. "In fact, the ships we have now are in no small part due to the Shattered Light's absence. Without these capabilities, the choice about whether or not to commit to learning these techniques of those who lived here before us was much easier. If the Shattered Light had arrived on schedule, we may still be building ships out of the traditional materials prevalent at the time." Taily gestures take a tone of curiosity. "One thing that you could help us with, if you wish, is resources. Right now, we do not have any real need to put all this machinery to work, and as such, we do not have the resources to spare to get it fully operational. That being said, if you ever would like a replica of the Shattered Light, we could use this equipment to build one." Oh, that's interesting. Her gestures take an apologetic tone. "It will not be a perfect replica, as we will still have to use our systems for most of the internals, and the resources allotment cost will be significantly higher than it would have back in Tycho Crater shipyards on Luna. But if you have the resources and interest, the opportunity is there. The shipyard will have more information for you in a day or two." Her gestures trail off with a sign that indicates vast possibilities. "Someday, Captain Aaron. Much may have come of this, but for now, it will be months before we have anything analyzed. Thank you for helping recover a piece of our history, Captain." That, super interesting. So it said in a day or two this is going to come back. Olafez. All right, let's go check out here for a second, and then I want to come back and see what the shipyard is. I would like to own another unique ship. See what's going on here. Maybe we do a little weird modification to these systems. Is there anything interesting? No. Job board. Oh, should we activate it again? Not sure. What's over here? Nothing interesting, right? Nothing interesting. Let's just activate it and see what happens. Boom. Shuddering. Overflowing with life. And now I can't... Oh, actually I can. Nope, see, my jump drive is now limited to just here. All these little life things. Teeming with life again. You have weird, gross things. I think that's a new one. That's great, okay. Now let's go. Great. Okay, that should have wasted some time. Let's go check out the spaceport. I mean, I think I would like to actually have another I have a bunch of ships that... I don't even know if I have a bunch, but whatever. Spaceport, nothing. Shipyard, nothing here. Oh, here we go. Modified dromedary. Oh, I could just buy it. I thought it said I need resources. So I could just buy this. 71 million. It's like not a great ship. Although if you didn't have the backstream, I think it would be pretty good. A lot of cargo space. It's like a weirder version of a Bactrian, basically. I mean, sure, okay, this is interesting. I don't want to buy it, though, because it seems to just be able to be sold for sale. So, no thank you. Oh, look, now they have unique. Now I have androids, too. So that's cool. I have to come back here in a few months, I think. I just find it interesting that you can get to here if you have a quantum keystone. What I think we're going to do now is probably head back to I don't have any missions over here, right? Scanning preparations. That's right. Why don't we head back to Coalition space? Just see what we've got here. Very interesting. That was a nice little detour. Nice little find. That was a good tip. Good tip to scan a ship. Not sure how useful that ship is with all the stuff I have now, but interesting. Oh my god, let's go. I just also like... Great. All my ships still have like... I will land here, let all my ships get here, come on. Good. Okay. Land there. Just check the spaceport. Nothing going on. Alright, let's go to a blob. Okay, we're at a blub. We're going on a blub's invention. Let's see if we've got... Oh, here we go. Yes. When you leave your ship, you're greeted by Flow Plug of House Idris. Completed the work on our newest set of scanners we have. Since help us with the recovering of the provenance data, you have only fair it is that gifted a copy of the equipment you are. There it is. She asks to come into your ship and tells you to take off, guiding you to a personal factory complex on another region of the planet. As my personal ship touches down the hangar, the platform loudly moves gears and chains, and soon starts bringing the ship and you deep down into the facility, with hangar doors closing above you shortly. When the elevator stops, you and Flowpug step into what's a mix of Coalition outfitter House Idris headquarters. Several Arachi work on the stations, most of them tending to large amalgam of antenna dishes and sensors. Our gift to you, that is. Flowpug says as she signals to the Arachi to start installing the scanner into your ship. The Outskirts Gauger, we've named it. While the Arachi work on the outfit, she explains that they use the probe's algorithms to have the scanners excel at finding basic energy signatures, such as heat or energy levels of other ships. Made to check for complex machinery like outfits, or recognize specific cargo types it was not, but still find uses for its current form. I'm sure you will. When everything's ready, you two head back inside your ship and the elevator brings you back up. You fly to the main landing area and she pulls close to you just before you open your hatch. Now still, experimental, the outfit is. And provide the Heliarchs with a potentially faulty product we do not wish. So naturally, not yet registered with them we have. Provide you with more copies we cannot. So careful not to lose this one, you should be. She thanks you again for helping out and leaves her work. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? We've got another unique piece of tech. We've got this android, we've got the cloaking device, and now we've got, wherever it is, why do I have 8 heat shunts in cargo? Bye. Let's see here. Outskirts Gauger. Boom. Tactical scan power 169. It consumes energy, of course. Tactical scan power 84. Well, I don't know, whatever. I don't know if it's good or not, so whatever. I know I have the, I mean, that's, you know, sure. What does this actually do for me? So it requires a crew. Asteroid scan power. Cargo scan efficiencies. Cargo scan power. Oh, okay, so this actually provides some benefit too. All right, so I've got a whole bunch of unique stuff now, even though it doesn't say it's unique right now, even though it is. Well, that was really interesting. We went to the Remnant, did a unique mission. We got the Outskirts Gauger and did that, so we've got that installed now. And I think in the next, we got to really find out how we can get on the good side of the people that don't like the Heliarchs. And that's going to be the mission in the next one. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because you're going to come along for the ride. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.